You know how in business you pray God for more orders, and then when they get answered, you start questioning your prayers? That was me this week. So welcome guys to this beautiful channel, Zashami's Kitchen. For those who haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, and for those who are returning subscribers, karibu sana to the channel. So this week I had orders, and then they came back to back, which is all we pray in business. So I had a bento cake order, and then I had two other orders that were going very far, and another one that was a black like a black heart-shaped black cake. You know, that's a nightmare. Black color, achieving the black color in business is a nightmare. So stay tuned and see how I made these orders. This is me whipping the cream so that I can prepare them for every other for the decoration and everything. And this is what I baked. For the bento cakes, I needed the cupcakes, and also these are the cakes that I'm going to decorate. The bottom one is the one that I'm gonna decorate, the heart-shaped cake, and then the top one is the bento cakes. So stay tuned and see how I achieved those two cakes, because this is what I was able to record. Remember, sometimes when you're overwhelmed, it's even hard to create content. You're willing and you want to capture those moments, but sometimes it's definitely so hard to capture moments, especially when the orders are back to back. But that's what we pray for in business. So that is how the cake turned out. Those are the cupcakes, and that they were so yummy, so fluffy. The cakes turned out very amazingly, and I was very pleased. As you can see, they were just not domed. They were flat tops, which is amazing, and that's what we look for in the cake business. You don't want to trim a lot, but you have to trim the top. So this is me trimming the cake and preparing them to, you know, just what is it called, like you know, decorate the cake and just make the heart-shaped cake. So I did that, and then I applied some whipping cream, and then yeah, I started with the bento cake. So for the bento cake, it was supposed to be blue. The customer said it's supposed to be blue. The theme was blue, that is because it was a male cake. So I did I chilled the cake, and then I did white first for the cream coating. Chill the cake for a minute, and then for few minutes, and then I did the topping for the blue. As you can see, I'm applying the blue whipping cream, which smoothened with my spatula, and all that came out nicely. And I was pleased, because I love making bento cakes. They come out very nicely. They just don't stress you up much. As I told you, sometimes it's very hard to capture everything, especially when you have so many orders and so much to do. But that is the point where that is until the point where I was able to capture the toppers, and putting the toppers, I wasn't able to capture that. But this is how the cakes, these bento cakes. Bento cake turned out, and bento pack, you know, the cupcakes and everything. That was the theme. That was the how the customer wanted the toppers to look like, and that it was a really pleasing order. And that is the cake already ready to be dispatched and ready for delivery. Yeah, so this is now the other cake, which is now the black cake, the black heart-shaped cake. So this is how I was decorating it, the layering of the cake and all that. I've already trimmed like most of it, and so yeah, this was what I was able to capture. So I decided to share it with you guys because it might help a person here and there, especially because these are two different cakes, especially the bento cake and the heart-shaped cake. This one, at least I was able to capture most of the cutting and how to cut a heart-shaped cake from a round cake. You'll see it here. It's so easy. And yeah, you can see it. I was able to capture at least that part because I thought, why not capture that, because that is something that somebody might learn here on YouTube, or somebody who's a baker and somebody who's interested in that. So I chilled the cake because when you're cutting, you don't want the cream to just be everywhere, especially because this is a cake that you want to shape a different shape around, apart from the round shaped cake. So that is how you cut a heart-shaped cake, shape a heart-shaped cake from the round cake. You don't need to always bake with a heart-shaped tin. You can cut your cake like this, and then you get your heart-shaped cake, which does not give you much stress. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, guys, because I am counting on you to get to the watch hours. Yay, guys, we are getting there. Join our lives, join the every interaction. Interact on the comment section and let me know what you think about my videos, what you think about my orders. I mean, my decorating of cakes, my baking, my lives, and every interaction that we have is meaningful. So don't even sending a love emoji is important. Leaving a comment, because it helps with the algorithms. Don't just watch, but interact on the comment section, even if it's just with a love emoji. Let me know which part of the video you liked, what what inspired you, what part you enjoyed, so that we can keep doing that which makes you happy, and we can see how our community is growing each and every single day. That makes me happy as a content creator here on YouTube, because I rely on your feedback. When you tell me this is working, then that's what we're going for. If you tell me this is what we like, then that's what you're going for. So let me know what part of this video you liked, what part really was inspiring to you, what part you learned, and just send a love emoji, interact, leave a comment, share with a friend who's a baker or something like that, and that we keep growing each and every day. Remember, we are road to 2,000 subscribers, because we're already at 1860. Yay, we are growing each and every single day. But the watch hours, I am counting on you to give me those watch hours. Just like play these videos, make sure that you share with somebody, make sure you watch until the end, because the algorithms of this YouTube space are very, very keen, and they are looking at how people are interacting on these videos. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and for those who haven't subscribed, kindly consider to subscribe, like, and share. Now let me tell you mine. Achieving this black color on buttercream. And yes, don't even, if you're a baker, I know most of you will be like, why didn't you use buttercream all through? Yes, my customer does not like buttercream, so I wanted to do her a favor. Just layer the cake with whipping cream. But you see, for buttercream, for black color, it's so hard to achieve black on whipping cream, because whipping cream, there's a lot that needs it. There's a lot of mixing of colors that takes place before you achieve the black, especially the dark black color. So it's when you keep mixing and all that on whipping cream, because whipping cream is not that stable, remember. So when you want to mix all those colors and everything for you to achieve the black color, the whipping cream becomes very wet, like it becomes very runny. Yeah, that's the word. It becomes very runny, and then it's not stable. But we want stable. We want stable. What is it called? We want stable cream when we are decorating a cake. So as you see, I used buttercream on top. So I just used the cake was yummy. If you've never mixed, I've done this with most of my cakes. Mixing the two, it balances the sugar and all that. So this part of achieving this dark black color, oh, at some point I was questioning my decision. Why did I take this order? I know I've done black cakes, but most of them I did for, what is it called? Fondant. Yes, I've done black cakes, but on fondant. I've not, there's another one, yes, I did on buttercream. I think two that I did previously on buttercream, and the same story is true. Achieving black, you need to add blue, and sometimes you add a little more than red. It turns to purple, because most of it turns to purple or a very dark gray, not black. So before you achieve this color, oh my goodness, it takes prayers, fasting, and all that. Yes. So, but at the end of the day, I achieved this color, which came out amazingly. Like, oh God, look at that. Look at that cake, guys. Tell me this is not pretty. God, just leave me a comment. Just a love emoji, a thumbs up, just to tell me that you like the cake, or just a comment and tell me why you don't like the cake. I love true opinions, like when you just give me that, like, good feedback, true feedback of how you love or how you thought about how the cake turned out. I love those feedbacks. So just be honest and tell me what you think about the cake. How do you think they turned out? Because for me, I was really, the cake and how the inspo was perfecto. And this is something that really stressed me out. But at the end of the day, the cake turned out amazingly. The stress levels were, yes, on top. The stress levels was, ooh, don't even talk about it. But at the end of the day, I was able to achieve what the customer wanted, and that gives me joy at the end of it all, because that's what we want to do. Yes, the work was tedious, the work of the making of the cutting of the cake and all that, the designing and making of the buttercream, but everything turned amazingly. Tell me, give me a feedback of how you think of the both cakes turned out. So bye bye, until the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.